Greetings, Blender heads. For my first ever tutorial on Blender, I thought I'd show you how to track a camera to an object. I'm using Blender 2.49b and I have a default file opened up. First off, I'm going to turn off the manipulator by pressing the little hand down here, left clicking it. Makes for a cleaner view. There are two ways you can track a camera. One is to track it to an object directly or to an empty. An empty is much easier to work with, as you may want to change what you're tracking, and you can parent the empty to different objects. So for starters, let's press spacebar and add an empty. Handy little shortcut for Blender. Let's press Z so we can see things better. Next, we're going to use our other shortcut that Blender makes available by pressing Shift and right clicking the camera. Now I have both objects selected, the empty and the camera. I had the empty selected first, so the second object is going to track to the first object, and we're going to add the tracking function by using another shortcut, pressing Control and holding it down, pressing Alt, holding that down, and then hitting C one time. That brings up our constraint menu, and now all I have to do is click on Track To, and the camera will track to the empty. Notice though that the camera is not pointing at the empty, it's pointing at the floor. This is the default setting for Blender. I don't know why they do it this way, but that's the way it's set up. So next I'm going to right click on the camera so I have only one object selected. Go over here to our object window, and we're going to change the alignment. First thing we want to do is left click our -Z, and then we're going to left click Y. Now the camera is looking at the empty. If I hit G and move the camera around, you notice that the camera stays focused on the empty even though it's moving around. This is very handy for following models across stages and whatnot. But say I wanted the camera to follow the cube. The way to do that, real simple from here, is to right click the empty, press Shift down and hold it, right click the box or the cube, then I'm going to push Control down and hold it and press P once. That brings up our Make Parent menu. Pressing Enter, I've now parented the empty to the cube, and if I move the cube around, the empty follows the cube automatically, making the camera track the cube. That ends our tutorial on camera tracking. I hope you enjoyed it.